be your second video for the first week of school. I'm so excited because school has started. We've got all kinds of busy things going on. This week we've talked about the first day jitters, and I read you the story about the teacher who started to school for the first time and had a hard time getting to school. We talked about how we have nervous feelings about different things, and sometimes we get a little emotional when it comes to doing something for the very first time. And that's perfectly normal because we all have jitters about something or the other. Think about something that you were nervous about. What's something that you have done for the very first time and it made you nervous? Can you think about that for just a minute? You know, I can remember the first time that I started to college, and that very first day, I was really nervous about that because it was a lot different than elementary school and high school, and all the buildings were in different places, and I didn't know where to go, and you know, I had to have a map and look at it, and I had to figure out where I was at, and I had to be at a certain place at a certain time, and it made me nervous worrying about being late or going to the wrong place or maybe even going into the wrong class. And so all those things happen to everyone. And so I want you to know that we all feel nervous about the first day or the first time. And so when we think about that word nervous, remember we said we could call it having the jitters. And so our word was jitters for the week. I want you to think about that word jitters because we're going to actually do a STEM activity this week with that word. If you know, I gave you some little bags to take home, and these are called STEM bags. One of the things that I like to do in my class is I like to do a lot of hands-on things. I like to have things that we can really think about, how things work and how things are put together. We have some centers in our room. We have the observation station where we can observe things. We look at it, we feel it, we touch it, we listen to it. We think about how these things are put together. We think about what we're seeing, and we can wonder what would happen if I do this and what would happen if I do that. All those things help us to learn, and they help us to think more creatively. Another center that we have in here is the Maker Station. And in our Maker Station, we're able to build and construct and make different things out of all kinds of different materials. I have lots of different hands-on things that we'll be doing throughout the year. So one of the things that I made me a little bit sad was that you guys at home that are online are not going to be able to do those things. So this is a way to connect you to our classroom at home. So I made these bags, and they have just a few items in them, and they're for you at home to make and work on, and so that we can actually do the same activities. And so in your bag, you had some different supplies, and your directions said for you to make a jitterbug. Well, a jitterbug is not really a bug, but when we think about having the jitters, we think about having jitterbugs inside. That doesn't mean that we really have bugs, but it means that we're nervous. A jitterbug will shake and move real shaky like this. So I wanted you to think about having the jitterbugs inside makes us feel nervous, okay? So you're gonna make your own little bug, your little jitterbug. And so to go with that, I have a story that as we're thinking about how to make a jitterbug, I want us to think about having an idea. Sometimes we're a little bit nervous about making something or building something because we think, well, I don't know what to make. Well, I don't know what to do with this. And so I want you to know that everyone has the same opportunity, and I want you to know that everyone's ideas are important. A lot of times we think, well, that was a dumb idea. No idea is dumb. And I don't want you to think that your ideas are dumb. It might not work the first time you do it, but you can change things a little bit and work on it and make something all new, and it might work the next time. So I want you to think about, what do you do with an idea? What do you do with an idea? Let's just think about that for a minute. Do you keep it in your brain and hold on to it? You know, if I kept all my ideas in my brain and I didn't let anybody know my ideas, then I wouldn't ever get to express myself creatively, or I wouldn't have ever even come up with the things that we have in this room. So I want you to think about how important it is to share your ideas. And this is a cute little book to show you that. One day, I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered, what do you do with an idea? At first, I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. But it followed me. I worried about what others would think. What would people say about my idea? So I kept it to myself. I hid it away and I didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. But there was something magical about my idea. I had to admit, I felt better and happier when it was around. It wanted food. It wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. It grew bigger, and we became friends. I showed it to other people, even though I was afraid of what they might say. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid that what they would think. I was afraid they would think it was silly. And many of them did. They said it was no good. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of time and that I would never become anything. And at first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up on my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do. And it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. I decided to protect it and to care for it. I fed it good food. I worked with it. I played with it. But most of all, I gave it my attention. My idea grew and grew, and so did my love for it. I built it a new house, one with an open roof where it could look up at the stars, a place where it could be safe to dream. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands because, it said, it is good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Then, one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my very eyes. It spread its wings, it took flight, and it burst into the sky. I didn't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore. It was now a part of everything. And then I realized what you do with an idea. You change the world. So what will you do with your ideas this year? You know, just because you're afraid to share what you're thinking doesn't mean that what you're thinking on the inside is bad. Just because someone thinks something's silly, or you may be afraid someone will laugh at what you're thinking or laugh at your ideas. You know, we should embrace what we're thinking and our ideas and use them to change the world, just like this little boy did in this book. We'll never get anywhere if we listen to people that are negative. So as we grow and as we go through school this year, I want you to remember something. Your ideas are important and your ideas are special. And so I want you to use your brain to think and to be creative and to make something new. And when we do these little STEM activities, don't be afraid to share your ideas with everyone else, okay? So when you make your bug, your jitterbug, I put some different things in here in your bag. You can add to this bag and add items if you want to color it or use markers or add feathers or anything you have laying on at home. That is fine, okay? You don't have to. You can just use what I put in the bag. You can change this however you need to make it work for you. There's some eyes in here, and I put some little fuzzies, and then some straws. You can cut these. You can do whatever you need to do, okay? One of the things I wanted to show you was one of the challenges with the STEM activity is to try to get it to do something. And what I wanted you to think about with your jitterbug, because remember the word jitter means to vibrate or to move back and forth very quickly. I want you to think about trying to make your jitterbug move in some kind of way. Now, you don't have to make it move on its own, but I put some pieces of paper in here. I wanted to give you an idea, okay? So one of the things that I thought about would be easy if you put legs on it, and you don't have to do this, I'm just giving you an idea. So I've cut my paper, and I want to show you how I can make my jitterbug move. If I take my piece of paper and I fold the paper back and forth, just like this, and then I'm going to do the same thing, back and forth, back and forth. You might have seen people make a fan, like a paper fan, and they do this. When they do that, make a paper fan. Back and forth, over and over again. I'm just folding it. And what I end up with is something that looks kind of like this. And so if that were my legs for my jitterbug, can my jitterbug move up and down? Yeah, because these are strong enough that if I put this as my jitterbug's legs and I glued it to it on each side, look what it could do. It could hop, it could move if I press on it, okay? So that's just one example. You think of some other kind of way and it's fine. You don't have to, like I said, get it to move on its own. I just want you to try to get it to do something. You might blow on it to get it to move. You might do like what I said and get it to hop like this, okay? You might try to do something to get it to wiggle. It is your bug, so it's your ideas, all right? So you use your brain, you be creative, you think of something really cool to do, and when you're finished, there are directions on here for you to put it on Seesaw. If you've not gotten on Seesaw yet, I encourage you to get out your piece of paper that tells all about Seesaw, and on that piece of paper, it tells you how to log in. When you log into Seesaw, we're going to be using Seesaw all year long, so it's going to be fun, fun, fun. You're going to love it. When you log into Seesaw, you'll find your name. Make sure you click on your name so that you're on your journal. And there's a big green plus sign at the top of the page. That's where you go to add your activity. So once you make your bug, click on the big green plus sign, and it'll give you different options. You can add a picture, you can add a video. So if you click on the picture for the camera, if you click on it, it'll open up your computer or your tablet so that you can use the camera and you can take a picture of your bug. Or if you do the video part, it'll open up your camera so you can take a video of your bug. And once you do that, you hit the green check mark and it will add it to our page so that us in the classroom can see what you have made. I'm excited to see what you do, and I'm excited to share what we do in the classroom with you. You'll get to see those as well. So get to making your bug. You've got all week to make your bug and add it to the page, and we will look at it here at school. If you have any questions of how to do that, you can have your parents contact me and I'll help you, all right? So think about, what are you going to do with your ideas? Are you going to waste them by keeping them right here? Or are you going to use your ideas to change the world? That's what I hope we do. I'll see you later. Bye.